All right, you guys. So for the first hand, I'm dealt with ace jack offsuit. I am in the hijack position. The under the gun makes it $25 pre-flop. Normally, if I had a better position in this case, like the big blind, small blind, or even the button, I would raise this hand to $50 pre-flop or even 60. But because of the position I am and the type of dynamic of the game, I just decided just to make a call of 25, and we go to a flop of ace 10 9. So not bad. Comes rainbow colors, so there's not a flush draw out there. It can be a straight draw. So in this case, well, the initial raiser actually makes it, he actually checks it back. So I was surprised about that. So he checks it back. So I just do pot control. I would usually raise in this case, but I just do part control and just check it back just to, try to induce a re-raise. And that's exactly what happens on the turn, which we get a king, a spade. So this case, as soon as that king comes out, he does make it $45, which is pretty pretty big bet there. So in this case, I do take my time. Just think about what you can have, like two pairs. You always have like king 10, king 9, possibly like ace 10 suited. So in this case, I just don't, I try my best not to overthink about it. So I just make the call. And we go to a river, which is 10 of clubs. So ends up pairing the board on the river. The initial raiser ends up slowing down and checks it to me. In this case, I would make a bet, try to get value out of something. But normally, sometimes in 1-2, 1-3 games, these guys like to check the nuts and induce a raise and re-raise after that. And I've seen these guys play this before, so for that reason, I just decide on just checking it back and going to showdown. And my top pair is good, so I end up taking down this 60 to $75 pot. So not bad for the first hand. Easy money right here. Could have gone way worse. Luckily, we had the winning on that side, but yeah, always feels good to win the first hand without taking a hit. All right, so for the next hand, I'm dealt with pocket sevens. I am in the cutoff position. I end up raising it to $15, and the big blind decides to re-raise to $65. Yeah, so immediately I end up putting him on like ace king, ace queen, king queen. But in this type of dynamic of 1-2, 1-3 game, especially at the Westgate, these guys don't normally re-raise with these type of hands. It's a strong indication he has aces, kings, queens, for sure any overpair like jacks, even pocket tens in this scenario. So for all those reasons, I just decided to fold. Let me know what you guys would do in the comment below in this position. Some people would call, some people would say this is a good fold. I say it's a good fold. Let me know what you guys think. Alright, so on this next hand, I have ace queen of hearts. I am in the small blind position. I decided to raise it to $20, and I only have one caller, so we go heads up to a flop of 8 king 9. So yeah, so not so good for ace queen. There is two diamonds out there, so I don't have a flush draw, but there is a diamond flush draw out there. So I decided to check it, and the other player checks it back. So we go to a turn, which is a 7 of hearts. And so in this case, I just decided, since I'm first to act, I decided to fire it out and defend my position in this case. So I make it 35. And well, he doesn't really think about it too much and ends up folding. So I get away with this one with the bluff. So it feels good just to take it down on a bluff. All right, you guys. So on this next hand, things are about to get real interesting. I have pocket nines. I'm in the under the gun position, facing a button straddle of $5. Here at the Westgate, the button straddle is only 5. Some other places they'll do 6. But yeah, here at the Westgate, they only do the minimum of 5. So in this case, I would raise to like $30, but that's just too much strong, especially for this type of dynamic of the game. So I ended up deciding just to make it $25, not much of a big bet. I believe that's a three bet, four bet. Yeah, I'm not sure, but we go to a flop of five king nine. Hell yeah, man. This is what I'm talking about. This is what dreams are made of. Hitting the nets right on the flop. No flush draws, no straight draws. Just what you want every time you're at the tables. This is exactly what you really want at the tables. So in this case, I am first to act. Of course, I'm just gonna check the nuts as always. So I check it, and he ends up raising it to $35. In this case, I wanted to raise, but you can't get too stingy. Of course, you want to get a little trappy and not seem too strong. So I end up just calling, and we go to a turn of seven of spades. So it doesn't change nothing at all. This is actually just like how I said, just a dry board. So in this case, he ends up raising it to $65. Yeah, so in this case, you know, normally other people would be, scared. That's how I made it seem. I made it seem like I was just worried and, I was Hollywooding it, thinking that I was stressed, but in reality, I was thinking about hitting the fucking Mirage. But, no, yeah, in this case, I just Hollywood it, and so you guys could see, I'm just gonna take a moment of silence so you guys could see on how long I actually Hollywood it for. All right, yeah. So it took long enough, but in this case, I just end up making the call, and we go to a river of the three of hearts. So yeah, another complete brick. In this case, I was going to check it back to him, but I didn't want to, take a risk of him just checking it back to me. So in this case, I do an unorthodox play and raise to $100, leaving me with the remainder of 140 left behind. So essentially, I did this move so I could basically induce a re-raise, have him jam me all in, and that's exactly what happens when he jams me all in. So exactly goes as planned. So I end up just snap calling in this case, snap calling with my set of nines, and well, in this case, man, like he showed the pocket fives, the set of fives for just a flop set, lower ended set. So essentially, just a cooler, man, just a nasty cooler. Things like this go all the time in the 1-2, 1-3, but I'm just glad to be in the right end of it. So we end up tripling up. Yeah, it was like a triple up. So it's about roughly like a $400, $500 pot. Not too sure on the math there, but yeah, so far the night's going good. It's going my way, winning big pots, and this is how you want to go in poker. This is what you want in the 1-2, 1-3 games. Is flopping top set. Flopping completely the nuts on each board. It doesn't always go this way, but always feels good to win this one. All right, you guys. So we come down to the last hand of the night. Pocket aces. Yup, the premium, the best premium you ever want to have in the Texas hold'em poker game, but it's never always a beautiful hand. It could be a very deceptive hand. It could ruin your life. It could make you go crazy. It could make you have nightmares if you don't play it right. Pocket aces, you really have to play them the correct way. So, with that being said, I decide to raise it $25 pre-flop. I only get one caller, so we go to a flop of ace 4 king. Hell yeah, man. Top set on the flop, right on the nuts. Just gotta love it, man. Gotta love it. Especially with pocket aces, it feels so good to see these type of hands and runouts. But there is a flush draw out there. There's two clubs and a spade, so you can't always be too sure. I would normally raise it here if I was like in a 2-5 game, but since I am in a 1-2, not much action goes down here. I decided to do pot control and check it to my opponent, hoping that he does raise, and we go to a turn, which is a pairing board of 4. Yes, this is what I'm talking about. This is what dreams are made of, guys. Hitting the full house, the absolute nut full house, what you call the nut full house. Yes, I said it twice. Yes, so no other full house could beat you out there. So it's the best one you want. In this case, I just end up looking at my opponent, hoping, sometimes I look at these guys, try to, make some eye contact and do some weird body language just to get these guys to throw some tells, right? So in this case, that it kind of does work because he does raise it to $40. In this case, I'm thinking about raising to like 65, maybe even 80. I have a bad habit of just calling and trying to trap. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it can, induce a guy on the river to just jam it all in or play super aggressive. So I end up, checking it. I mean, basically calling. Sorry, guys. And I'm not going to edit. It's doing too much just to cut that out. So I meant calling, okay? I'm calling the damn bet. So we go to a river, which is a complete brick. Now, what he ends up doing is he ends up slowing down a little bit and starts going into the tank for about 1 to 2 minutes. So I'm guessing that call got him thinking. So yeah, so in my head, I'm just thinking about like how am I gonna get value out of this hand? What type of bluffs would he be willing to call with, or what type of hands can he have? Like low pocket pair, possibly any king high or queens or something like that. But in this case, I do decide to take a little of a different approach. Normally, I would do like a min raise here or like a mid raise, but instead, I decide to kind of play the aggressive route and raise it to $100. There's about like 90, possibly like 90 or 85 on the pot, so almost a pot size bet, about like an over pot size bet. The reason why I chose this amount was because have seen like people at the tables where they'll raise like 200 when there's only like $50, and for some reason it ends up working. Like I don't know how it does, but it ends up inducing a call. Makes it look bluffy. So, but in this case for me, it doesn't work out because he just ends up folding his hand, which is a hero fold, and I end up showing my hand because at the Westgate they have a high hand of the hour or high hand of the night. Yeah, that's how it works. High hand of the night. So I think you get like 50 or $100 if you get the high hand. But yeah, guys, this was the last hand of the night for the vlog. There will be more vlogs coming up. I just have to, work on the editing and really just being consistent. That's really the main goal here. But yeah, guys, like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments on what you guys think about my hands or what you guys would do differently. I'm open to all advice, and if you guys have any personal editors or if you guys know of any editors in Vegas, comment with the info below, and I'll see you guys till next time.